In this video, I want to break down the 3 key marketing funnels that we've used to generate over $5 million in revenue over the last handful of years. I'm not saying, by the way, that we made $5 million this year in our business. We do a little over $1 million a year in our agency training company, agency consulting company. And I want to break down really the 3 funnels that we've been using that still work for us, for our clients, other agencies and service providers that help us bring leads in, warm them up, get them onto a call where we can demonstrate that we can help them and turn them into clients. And I'm going to dissect each piece, show you some examples from things that we've actually used, that we still use in our business, and you probably see others using too. And I'm also going to talk through the kind of the sequence in how many of them we are using when, because if you're coming from a place of you don't have any of this in place, you should not go and create all of this at once. Really building up to stabilizing your cash flow around, I'd say at least 50 to 75K a month before you're adding another opt-in, another funnel to your business. So that being said, I'm going to walk you through here kind of in our world. So I'm in here, we use a tool called Whimsical to kind of map this stuff out. This is kind of the full picture. I'm going to kind of zoom into each piece, but we have kind of our traffic sources, both paid and organic, the opt-in vehicles, the lead magnet, which up here is a VSL, video sales letter, or sometimes we call it a mini webinar. We have live webinars, which I'll talk about as well and where that fits in the process. And then kind of your other traditional lead magnets, like a tool or some sort of asset, then your email nurture, and then your main like appointment funnel consultation engine. So here's the deal. We started off with just a VSL. So what a VSL is there's a landing page where you collect the name, email, and the phone. And upon opting in, they end up on a page where they watch a video that breaks down how you can help your ideal client and invites them to book a call. When they book that call, they're actually moving over here into the consultation engine. So they click this button to the calendar, they come over here, they're picking their time, and then they say, hey, like you have a video that kind of confirms their call. Watch this before the call. Here's how to prepare. And you can see here, if you have like a free community of some sort, maybe it's a Slack group or a free Facebook group, there'd be a link out to go connect them to there so that you have multiple ways to talk with them. So fundamentally, for us to get to 7 figures, we were driving both organic and paid traffic to one video that was roughly 20 to 25 minutes. And that video invited people to book a call. They watch a video, it tells them how to prepare for the call, and then we would enroll clients. So a quick example of that, we have one that runs right now called the Evolution of an Agency. And so this is our opt-in page currently. Win back your time, escape from constant client work, and create additional revenue in your digital agency or service business, and watch the free training now. So this page is right over here. It's the landing page. Now, once they've opted in and they come to this page, there's an email sequence, 3 to 5 emails that is following up on this, encouraging them to book the call. And then you can see they come down here and they get added to just our regular newsletter where we have a new lead welcome sequence. It's about, we have a specific campaign that we teach our clients that runs about like 7 to 10 days that gets people up to speed, indoctrinates them on who it is we are, how we help, and again, is encouraging them to move into booking a call. So that one vehicle, one video into some emails and encouraging them to book a call is the funnel that got us to a 7-figure run rate. That is the only thing. We had one video. We'd send emails to our list at least 2 to 3 times a week to stay top of mind for the people that didn't book this call in the consultation engine. And we were able to get enough clients in a year to build a 7-figure run rate in our business. And this is the simplest thing. I know some of you might be like, that's it? Yes, you do not need to be doing all of the things. Now, how do we get people into watching this video? In the beginning, we did not run ads. So you have your paid ads right here as a traffic source. We use Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and YouTube ads. And then we have organic. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, there are links in the description of this video that bring you to this video. if you go to my LinkedIn profile, there's ways to get from my LinkedIn profile to this video. Same with my other social platforms that I leverage. Off of our website, you can get to this video. So there's a lot of different ways if you're creating content consistently that you can be, one, blatantly inviting, saying, hey, like I just put together this video. If you haven't seen this video, go check it out. And or just have it linked up in your bios. So when people find your content and they do research on you, they'll run into it, is one form of filling that. Obviously, there's another form, which is faster, which I recommend you have traction and have validated your offer to the market before you start running ads. But then you could run something like Facebook or Instagram ads, which we run that fill this each and every day as well. We started off really low, $30 to $50 a day, testing out different things to the point where, we've had months where we spend 8 to 10K a month. We've had months where we've spent 60K a month, different seasons of growth. So different ways to fill this one thing. Now, as you're doing this, the next thing we added to kind of the quiver, if you will, of how we would get leads and get clients was, as you can imagine, not everyone that watches this video ends up booking a call. So there's people that we have that are in our newsletter hearing from us, month in and month out. So occasionally, every few months, we'll host a live webinar. A live webinar allows us to bring up a new topic that might complement what we talked about in our video sales letter or our webinar up here and do a live presentation. So this video sales letter is on demand. There's no live interaction. It's a very brief video, whereas bringing people together that have been on your list for a topic where you can do live training, answer questions, is a really great way to engage people that really just had a few clarifying questions or maybe weren't ready to buy at that time. And again, from that live webinar, you're inviting them to book a call so they can end up on the same consultation engine. And those that don't are going to continue to get emails. That was what we added second. The reason I indented it here on this page is really because it, to me, is a really great middle of funnel strategy. So we get people in top of funnel up here with the video sales letter. And then every few months, we're doing a live webinar to hopefully move some of the leads that we've collected from here that we had paid for to help accelerate them in the sales process to book a call. Hopefully this is making sense. So instead of a VSL, you could also use some sort of a tool or an asset. You see a lot of folks right now using like spreadsheets as like a calculator or something like that, where you'd have a similar page, landing page, name, email, phone, optional. And simple version is you take them right over here to this tool asset walkthrough where you have a video demonstrating how to use the thing that they just got that you sent to them. You could also invite them to buy something. This is what people call an upsell. I would say that that's more of an advanced strategy. We did not do that until we were well over 7 figures. So when I first rolled out trying to use a tool, ours was actually this worksheet. It's an exercise that we take people through. It's a workbook, a physical workbook that they could download and print. The video shows them how to go through this worksheet and productize some of their services. So when they opt in, they come to me walking them through. And actually on this page, I invite them to book a call if they would like help, which brings them over to our consultation engine. As you can see, they're all starting to build on top of each other. Again, we started with only a VSL. And we did only that till we had generated close to $1 million in revenue. If I were to get started today, because I got started years ago, I'd probably introduce a secondary opt-in like a tool or asset before 7 figures, depending upon how it was performing. But one of these can easily get you to a 7-figure run rate. So option 1, the VSL that leads into the appointment funnel, consultation funnel, or a tool or asset that gets you into the same consultation funnel. And then every couple months, we have kind of a middle funnel campaign where we promote to our existing newsletter right here that, hey, we're going live. So for example, you can see here, we have a private Facebook group. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing this live webinar. It's getting started in just under 30 minutes. I had made multiple posts about this webinar was upcoming. We emailed our list. We did not run ads to it. Again, it was to communicate with people that were already in our ecosystem that we had collected from any sort of organic channels and or paid ads and said, hey, we're running this new training. We want you to come check it out. And I promoted it in our Facebook group. One month we had like 300 attendees. The next month or 2 months later, we had like almost 200. And those led to, again, the call to action was, hey, do you want us to help you? And they'd book a call. And each and every time we've done that, we've always filled our sales calendar and turned a percentage of those people into clients. So this is the key system. Now you'll see down here that I wrote a free community. As I just mentioned, we have a free Facebook group at the time of recording this. You see a lot of people talking about Facebook communities or Slack communities. When I started, they weren't as relevant or needed. I do believe that having a free community is really powerful in some way, shape, or form. Now, I think back in the day, you could say a free community was something basically just like a Facebook group. But with the way social media has evolved, I mean, I have a lot of engagement on my Facebook profile page and my LinkedIn profile page. I've created enough content consistently enough that I see a lot of the same people engaging with my content. And so my social profiles today are arguably a community, an audience. And so I say all that because I don't think that you have to have a Facebook group, nor is it something that I would start with even today. I would harness all of my personal profiles, my LinkedIn profile, my Facebook profile, Instagram, that video content to create those conversations would be a key piece of my community, if you will, the audience building that feeds all of these other opt-in vehicles like the VSL and the other tools and calculators. So those are kind of the key things that still work today. The reality is all of this stuff works if you focus on it long enough. If it hasn't worked, oftentimes it's more about how you executed on it, and you could have executed on it better, or quite frankly, just given it more time. Now, another piece that is more common today than it was even 5 years ago is starting conversations. Like you see people talk about selling via the DMs. And if you're creating content like I do, you will naturally find yourself engaging with people in Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger as the result of the content that you're creating. Those channels, like someone could reply to my LinkedIn post and we could get into a conversation in LinkedIn Messenger, and I could say, hey, like if sounds like you, book a call. And so oftentimes the content that I'm creating here in my organic channels, meaning that I'm not running ads to it, like these YouTube videos, lend themselves to conversation starters where you're having private messages where you could invite people to your consultation engine. So it is not uncommon today for me to post a video to Instagram and have someone comment, and then I say, hey, what was your big takeaway? And now we're in a private messenger conversation. And if it's a good fit, end up having a sales conversation. So all of these assets, if you collect their phone number or their email, I would say now more than ever, early days, if I were to get started now, and I mean, again, I'm doing this now too, but if I were to get started now, I would have done this earlier than I did when I got started, is actually proactively reaching out to the people that have opted in. Yes, you have automation and you have emails that are automatically following up with these people, but it could go a long way to just send some of these people emails saying, hey, what was your big takeaway? This is actually Greg. Would love to connect. Calling them, texting them. You can get into conversations with these people that are already opting into these things. So it doesn't even need to be that you're creating tons of content, hoping people are going to engage and start conversations from, say, an Instagram reel. You could just proactively reach out to people that have given you their name, email, and phone in these assets that you've already created. Each of these things, the greatest thing about this is over time, yeah, you tweak the content, but fundamentally, since 2015, I've been running at least one of these and eventually a combination of these things that have allowed us to get to a point where we've done, multiple years in a row of over $1 million in revenue with healthy profit margins that you as an agency, a freelancer, or a consultant can use. So my goal today was just to show you these are the things that still work today. They work for us. They work for our clients. I wouldn't do all of them at once, depending upon where you're at. But if you're curious as to how do people build this stuff out, these are the kind of the key things that people are putting together to kind of create that engine of clients coming to them, leads coming into the world each and every day, to have conversations each and every week that turn into clients monthly. So So if you want to have the same 7-figure, high 6-figure, in some cases 8-figure funnels that people are using, many of them, my peers included, are using these same tools. All that to say is you could have all these pages and your messaging and your offer could stink. So if your offer stinks, obviously that is a key factor here. Just having these pages and these videos doesn't automatically mean this is going to work. There is obviously work to getting these systems to convert and to attract your right ideal client and to actually function well, right? I don't want to downplay that by any means, but as you can see, like there's a handful of landing pages that need to be created, a handful of emails that eventually need to be created, and you do this over time. That's what you are driving people to each and every day in your content, in your ads, that creates this flywheel of you're adding new audience members, new prospects to your world each and every month so that you have people that you can connect with and hire you for your services. So I want to know your biggest takeaway. Which funnel are you focused on right now, or do you have working for you, or do you have something completely different? I'd love to know. Share it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.